spending my day thinking about you, girl. Being here with you, being near with you, can't explain myself. Why I feel like I do.
Like I do.
Though it hurt me so to let you know that when I look in your eyes and let me know how you feel. Let me know that love is really real. Well, it seems to me that I'm wrapped up in love.
Don't you know that I'm still in love with you? Yeah. Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha.
You forgot the rest of the song, didn't you?
No, my voice is going out. So
Oh
I'm not gonna try to
yeah,
hit the
you
note.
just finished. You just finished being sick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So no. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Blackest Show About Nothing. It is your host XD. I don't have my AKAs this week.
Oh no, I'm also just Jade.
Okay.
AKA
yeah,
Big Bro.
Sometimes it's cool to just be. You know? We're back. Brand new episode, second episode of the whole year, episode 376.
That's stupid.
I know. I'm always surprised when people be like, I went back and, listened to y'all. I'm like, why?
For what?
That's a lot of us.
That's so much.
Yeah. And we repeat ourselves all the time.
So
you can just listen to the main episode.
But we appreciate you, for real.
Of course.
How was your week?
My week was good. It was, easing back into work.
Yeah.
But nothing too wild. I had plumbing issues all week. Did I talk about that last week on the show?
No, it happened in the middle of the show, and I meant to ask you what happened.
Oh, girl. So, it's been raining cats, dogs, and Trump supporters, all over California.
Okay.
So
sorry.
So I don't know if this has to do with it, but I'm assuming that it does.
Okay.
So, I live in in my building, I live on, like, in the inside, there's a courtyard or whatever, and there's this big-ass fountain. And, when it rains, it's obviously going to overflow, and then so there's drain pipes underneath, so it doesn't overflow and flood the courtyard. Well, girl, that was fail-safe, and, excuse me, and shit got fucked up in the pipes, right?
Oh,
because Chris was like, the water's not going down outside, and I looked on my little patio, it's a little, like, puddles out there, right? Fine. So, mind you, we in the thick of being sick, because right after, usually I get sick first, and then he gets sick, and whatever. So, right after, it was late at night, we about to go to bed, we had the NyQuil going, like, the Theraflu was Therafluing, we were about to knock that shit right out. All of a sudden, bloop, 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 bloop. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck is that? I'm thinking it's the water dispenser that we have. Girl, why sewage started spewing out of my tub?
No.
I got pictures. So
Oh no.
and then the toilet.
Oh no. I don't want the pictures. No.
Okay. So then and then my sink would not it would collect water, wouldn't go down. So I was like, what the fuck is wrong?
Because of that fountain.
Yeah, so Chris Rogers was like, fuck it, I don't have time to deal with this. So we got a hotel tonight and got a hotel for the night, right? Mind you, this is a Friday night. So it's difficult because it's next day is Saturday, plumbing. You know how that goes. Mm-hmm. So we're like, we need to figure out if we need to stay in this hotel another night or not. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, we don't live far. We live walking distance from our hotel. So we're like, okay, we can go back and see what the tea is and then figure out from there. Come back. The water's drained. It's like nothing happened except for the shit that's still stuck in my bathtub.
Yuck.
Right? So I'm like, okay, this is strange. So waiting for plumber to come. Property management was like, oh, somebody came 2 days ago to fix your plumbing. Did somebody come? I said, first of all, 2 days ago, I didn't request that I had a plumbing issue.
Right.
So that's number one. Number two, nobody came. I work from home. Like,
you don't leave.
It was like noon on a Thursday. I was like, do you know what I was doing? Nothing. I was in here watching FBI. So no. You're lying to me. So, you know what I mean? So, property manager was like, well, they said they came. I'm like, why are you and I going back and forth? Why would I want this problem? And why would I avoid a plumber to come? That's so fucking stupid. Grow some, meaning a brain.
Yeah.
So, anyway, plumbers keep telling their supervisors that they've showed up to the building and, oh, we've worked and nobody called and nobody answered. I was like, yeah, all right, whatever.
These niggas was out having lunch for days.
Mm-hmm. I told my property manager, since you think I'm lying, go check the cameras and see if I was home. And I was like, I can tell you when I was, because you could look in the cameras in the hallway and see I never left my house. And I've been there. Or when I went to go take out the garbage and I went right back inside. So you knew the fuck I was home. So she was like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, whatever. Fine. Water goes down. The next night, it happens again. Come up the toilet, come up the tub. I'm like, I don't know what this is. We're not going to another hotel. We're just going to figure this out and make a plumber come. If not, we're going to have to pay for it ourselves. So you're going to have to take it out the room. Mm-hmm. 2 hours later, the water drains and everything's back to normal. So we're like, what the fuck is going on? Mind you, it's still torrential downpour outside. Plumber, do you know when the plumbers get here?
Yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of recording. I mean, Tuesday, last week.
Yeah, or last Tuesday. Yeah, it came last Tuesday. And they were supposed to show up on the Saturday. So when he came, when we were recording, he was like, well, I wish it was still clogged so I could diagnose this properly. I was like, I don't know what it is that you do, but I just want this to stop happening.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So he was like, there's nothing I could do. I was like, I just snake it real quick, but I mean, there's nothing, there's water flowing, so I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, this is stupid. So now I'm on a quest.
Wait, so they didn't even do anything yesterday?
No, they snaked my sink because I still collected water, but my tub or anything, they didn't do anything because they couldn't. There was no visible signs of because I cleaned everything. I'm not gonna have random sewage in my damn bathroom just staying there. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, I had to go to shout out to Dollar Tree and the Awesome Cleaner because she went to work. She's like a step beneath ammonia. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? And that was necessary for that type of cleaning. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, you needed bleach and Bactrokill.
Yeah. I had all that. Well, not Bactrokill, but I bleach. So I use Astro and Awesome bleach and almost blew up my building. But hey, good. Chemicals needed to burn.
Because there shouldn't be fucking sewage coming up your motherfucking pipes.
Right. So that was my week, honestly, dealing with plumbing.
Okay. Well,
I had adult problems this week.
Yeah.
I didn't,
Yeah.
I'm still draining from my fake flu, whatever that shit is I had.
You are, and we're we're gonna bear with you through it. So last week I told you I was going to share a song with you, and I didn't have it, and I forgot in the middle of the plumbing fiasco when we came back to share it.
Okay.
But remember, I told you about our dear British brother. Excuse me. He's from the Netherlands. So
Netherlands, George.
Dutch, yes, George. Shared it with us, and we are finding the link. We're finding the link. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna give a quick backstory again for those who have been listening. Long ago, we shared that one of our Dutch friends thought that Silk's Meeting in My Bedroom Freak Me, was a song done by a young British boy band. And he learned that it was not. Well, he learned another song, and it was Brandy's Best Friend that he found out was her song originally, and he did not know until the other day. This is by Groove Armada. It's called My Friend.
Groove Armada. Groove Armada did the Sex and the City theme song.
Whenever I'm down, I call on you, my friend. I call on you, my friend. Listen.
It's got that YouTube beat. Yeah, early 2000s. Yeah.
This came out 13
like
years ago.
Be on the track. Oh my gosh. What a scam. I'm gonna that's like when
came out 09.
That's like when they have those soft jazz version of songs.
Oh, Najee.
Yeah.
Najee. Yes. Let me tell you something. If you grew up in the 90s and you have a black parent, I guarantee you one of your Sunday or Saturday breakfasts included some Najee on the tunes.
Mm-hmm. Or if you went to a Mary Kay party.
Yes. Or what's the other one? What's the other pots that we used to sell?
Tupperware.
No, not the Tupperware. It was the pots. It was not the They would have ones that would have like the pressure cookers, and then they would have like these pressure cooker skillets. But hold on, I'm finna play them some Najee.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And they had like this little grip lock thing on the side.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
I remember.
Najee does remakes of like R&B songs, but in this soft jazz form.
What is that?
This is Anita Baker's Sweet Love, but the Najee version. Now I want some grits and some sausage and some toast and eggs.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We'll do
two-step after like a game of spades.
Let me see. Hold on. Can't Hide Love. Hold on, but you gotta wait for the saxophone
to come in. They all sound like
in.
an Angela Winbush song.
or a Will Downey.
Yeah.
There go the saxophone. You know, Najee got coming with the sexies. Najee got coming with that sexy black 90s music, nigga.
You know, it's a big like market. My homegirl from high school, she worked for a production company that put on the tours for those people who do like soft jazz for R&B songs. Oh. Like they go on tour and shit. They
better pay homage to Najee. I know that.
I'm sure, but apparently it's like. They get booked for things like at Sandals.
Oh, yes. That makes sense.
Yeah. Or cruises, you know what I mean? So it's not like... like we're selling out the O2 Arena. You know what I mean? It's like whatever cabana house they have on.
For people who wear closed-toe sandals with slits in the side with trousers.
Yeah, and short sleeve button down.
Yes. Oh my God, we're entering that era.
Yeah,
I love a nice short sleeve button down on Tristan. He looks so nice in it.
yeah. You know, a slim, nice, short sleeve button down with a slim pair of jeans and a Tim or a nice sneaker.
You know. I'm just saying.
It's age appropriate, but
It
I'm
is.
just saying it's age appropriate.
I know. I was looking at a pair of shoes the other day. I was like, when we go out, I can wear these shoes. And I was like, no, you can't. We're not there yet. You're not there yet, nigga. I'm trying to get it together.
It's just so easy to be old. You know what I mean?
It creeps up on you.
It's so all of a sudden you're just like, wow.
Like something's wrong with my knee.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I know. I woke up. And it just, it hurt. Nigga, it just hurt. And
That's me and my lower back.
Oh, no, that's all the time. I went to the masseuse the other day, and he was like, so this is my guy. This is my old Chinese man, George. And so, I mean, when I tell you George was damn near on the table in my back, like in my back, that nigga was like discovering knots I didn't even know I had, but I knew I was fucked up. Because I went initially because of my neck and my back, no Kaya. But really from my neck. George he said, Jade, you have a series of knots back here in the shape and size of a football. What the fuck?
Oh my God.
He was like, you can never let it get this bad again. I was like, I know, I need to do some more preventative care. But he's like, we gotta go back. He couldn't even get everything. That's how bad I was.
Oh my God.
I know, it's bad. My back be on fire. Knot it up, nigga. Knot it up! Knot it up!
Oh, okay. I was gonna do it to the tune of Unholy.
What? Okay, go ahead.
I can't. I don't know. I don't have mac and cheese in my mouth to.
Pain in the lower back or lumbar region is relatively common. Estimates indicate that approximately 84% of all people over 18 years old will be subject to one form of low back.
I just,
You ever accidentally swallowed a hot toaster strudel?
Yeah, just like that. Or like Pizza Hut back in the day. Like, or like Little Caesars, and you would get like the cheese just here.
Ew.
It'd be like, it sounds just like Sam Smith.
Guess where I am? In Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
I'm out here helping my grandma move. I came to come help pack up her apartment and clean it out and move her into another place.
That's real granddaughter-y.
I know. That's my girl.
Yeah, like I see that. Is she staying in the land of Cleve, or is she moving out of the state?
No. She's staying there. But because, like her assisted living community, they let some other assisted living people come in that wasn't old people. And then
Metro PCS users.
And they was wilding in the hallways. Yeah, no. What's this thing called? The Obama phones. But
a Sure Wireless.
So they in the hallways wilding and shit, nigga. And it was like, okay, nah, you got to get up out of here, girl. This is not why you were supposed to be. So we're taking care of that. But my mother is here.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, I got an Airbnb.
That's a blessing.
I got an Airbnb. She called me one day. She's like, Jay, we're going to stay at. I said, you are going to stay at. I am going to stay at my Airbnb. She said, what? I said, let me explain something to you. I have gotten to a place in period in my life where I don't stay with people no more. I was like, that's very rare. It has to be for something very specific. You know, I just left Kia, and I stayed at Kia's house because Kia and I are doing work, you know, and all of that. I'm not staying with you at my aunt's house. I was like, you know, for my peace, I'm gonna be here for 4 days, cleaning and packing up an older black person, which automatically comes with a level of stress and chaos. I was like, I would like to go to my own place in the evening time, and have some peace. My dad said, you just want to smoke your weed. I said, and while that may be one of the reasons,
right,
it's not the biggest, actually.
It's not the biggest. Parents be so like fake offended when you don't like stay with them.
She was like, oh, so you don't stay with me anymore, and now she goes, you could have at least got an Airbnb for all of us. That defeats the purpose.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like, my mother during Christmas time, she was so like, I don't understand why you have to stay over there. I'm like, that, and the hotel was it wasn't as long as it was 20 minutes away. But it's also like, I want to stay when I want to stay. I'm almost 40. I could do whatever I want to.
You sound like me, because she was like, Jay, this is going to be so far from all the work that we have to do. And I said, so I'll get an Uber. No, you can't. No, I'm not. You can't do that. Why? I do it all the time.
Right. And my mother was like I went to the mall, and I was like, my mother went to work, and she was like, well, how did you get there? I was like, Ma, I took an Uber. She was like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, how do you think I survive where I live?
Girl.
Like, how do you think I survived New York City? You know what I mean? Like, she's like, well, you know, I'm a mom, I'm worried. And I'm like, yeah, but these are things I do every day.
Every single one of them. And
So I don't.
I said, how long is this going to be going on? And she kept, then, oh my God, then I left the massage place and I had to call her for something. And we're on the phone and I get in the Uber and I gave him my name or whatever. And she was like, Jade, you wait for him to give you yours. First of all, I check the license plate. Always. And like, leave me alone. So she's like, you give him, you wait for him to give him your name. You don't give them, because that's how people get abducted. I said, where you live in Atlanta? And then she was like, everywhere. And I was like, I know everywhere, girl. I checked the license plate. Like, I verify the car before I get in. Like, chill. Yeah. Then she kept going, and she's on FaceTime, so she's out fucking loud. She keeps going. After like the third or fourth directive, I said, hey, you're getting on my nerves. She had to stop, and she just busted out laughing because she knew she was getting on my goddamn nerves.
Yeah.
I was like, can you shut up? You are doing so much right now, and I'm so done with this conversation.
Can I share you what my mother just sent me?
Yeah. You should send her those vagina lips I sent you.
Oh my God, no.
Seeing the Busta Rhymes.
Although this may coincide with what she sent me. So she sent this in the group chat, and it's forward FW : hey, Miss Barbara, this is Monica. FYI, just sent to me by my friend. Please take time to read it. And when I tell you it's a long paragraph about like scare propaganda when it comes to like COVID. Like,
it's more COVID news?
Yes, with the new variant, BA4 and BA5, COVID Delta, there is no cough, no fever. Sore throat resembles strep throat, and of course, more virulent and high mortality rate. Takes less time to go to extremes. Can't be discovered with x-rays. This wave is much more deadly than the first. Spread the word. Karen.
Who the fuck is Karen?
Some bitch, she press copy and paste. How do I? I'm about to.
What are you about to do?
Tap back and put the down.
I love putting thumbs down. I do that.
Boo.
That is.
It appeals to my, passive aggressive.
Why are we the same? I'm not passive aggressive, but that thumbs down be cracking me up.
That's all I got. Like, ooh, I don't like that. Boo.
Yeah, I love a good tap down on the thumbs down. And then it sends my mother. She's like, what?
Yeah. Because if I do it, my mother can call me.
She'd be so flabbergasted. Why do I get a thumbs down? I'm like,
so offended.
Number of reasons. I don't know. I didn't like it.
I like it. And this is scare propaganda, girl. Like, what the fuck? And I told my mother all the time, just leave Facebook alone.
I'm so glad my mother don't be on Facebook. God damn.
Yeah, and I told her, I'm like, you need, if anything, if you have to filter shit through me, then fine. But, like, stop doing this. Like, yes, there is another variant and stuff like that, but it is not, you don't need to, like, do that. You don't need to be fear-mongering with your own family, you know?
Facebook has started seeping its way to Instagram, though, because... And yes, I know they're owned by the same small man. But the aunties have Instagrams, the ones that have those filters that I posted on my story where they look dead, like it's their funeral program. They like you look.
I've been cackling at those.
Yeah, the one where they put the dog in flames.
Yeah, the cat. I thought it was a cat. Oh yeah, the dog. I was like, oh my god, it's dead too. Because I got nervous because I kept seeing a bunch. Yeah. And, you know, I have a bunch of, you know, I'm good in the auntie community, right? So, you know, it's fine.
Or any MLK Boulevard.
Yeah. Listen, on any place they sell Arbor Mist and crab legs, I am good.
If you have an Obama frame picture in your house, we gonna get along.
Yes.
Like,
yes. If you remember when you switched from pork to turkey, and you know what I'm talking about? You my kind of people, you know what I mean? So, anywho, let's pay some bills real quick before we go on. I forgot we had a show.
Me
today.
too.
So with anything and everything, thank you for listening here with us on Jaden XD on the Loudspeakers Network. You can listen to us anywhere and anywhere you get your podcast. So tell a friend, tell an auntie, and, you know, tell an uncle too that we're available anywhere you get your podcast. SoundCloud coming soon. Most importantly, if you want to get down with Get Down and live and be a part of the most illustrious internet community that ever existed and ever will be, please join our Patreon for $9.99. It's a lot of fuck shit there. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief.
Yeah.
It's a lot of mess. And you should be a part.
Yeah.
If you can't afford it because, you know, times is hard, but you still want to be down with the Jaden XD universe, you can go on down to the tube of you, Jaden XD at YouTube, and subscribe. Everybody should do that. It's free to do, and you get some previews of what you have on Patreon and some other cool ting. With all that said, check the description box wherever you're listening. Click the description box, click the Linktree link, and maybe you'll find another joke or something to you may need later on for the show. Because we are forcing people to read our what?
Description boxes.
I'm telling you, it would help. It helps all of your favorite podcasters if you read the description boxes. I promise you.
Yeah,
it does. There's ad information in there. Sometimes there's ticket information in there. Sometimes there's links to videos and stuff that we reference.
Sometimes it's a pair of vagina lips beatboxing to a Busta Rhymes track,
which is in the main episode on YouTube, which is available to the public this week, last week. So go and look. We covered Love After Lockup, episodes 1 through 4. But anywho, let's take a break, and we'll be back after these mensajes.
Hit it,
Claudio.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
We begin tonight with reports of more violence in Cleveland, and right now there's a SWAT situation on the city's east side. Let's get right.
So we're black. You didn't even tell me how your week was.
Oh, I told you what I was doing,
I mean,
so
you
that's
were in
fine.
Ohio, but that's it.
Yeah, I'm in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Noah, I told Noah I was going to Ohio, and she was like, "I'm sorry," and I was like, "You've never even been."
I was gonna say that.
You can say you've been, but I'm
Yeah, I have.
you're 9, and you already like. I said, "What'd you learn about the perils of Ohio?" She was like, "YouTube." I was like, what?
See, you learn anything from YouTube,
Right. Including how to hate Ohio.
Yeah,
I was like, this is so random.
that's so specific.
She's so funny,
Mommy,
man.
I learned from YouTube how to hate a whole state.
She's like, I'm going to. She's like, where you going, Mommy? I said, I have to go to Cleveland. I'm sorry. I was like, what?
It's not New York. I get it. Like, Ohio is like a... Shout out to all of our listeners from Ohio who currently...
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's just not my favorite place, you know? Trotwood is not what it used to be in Dayton. It's now the ghetto. I do remember Springfield Mall. They had jambalaya, and I was like, I think that's interesting to have jambalaya up north, but it was pretty tasty.
Oh.
Also, Ohio was strange. I don't understand like chili spaghetti with the cinnamon roll next to it.
Yeah, I don't understand. And I don't think it's for me to understand.
Yeah. Anywho.
They got nice rib tips.
Last
but anyway,
last week we kind of touched on this, and over the course of days, there was the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
And Gerard Carmichael decided to make a joke, a Tom Cruise joke that did not go well with the audience.
Because half of them are Scientologists.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just the host briefly or whatever, but I have a pitch. I think maybe we take these 3 things and exchange them for the safe return of Shelly Miscavige.
I cackled.
Oh, I did. He was like, Tom Cruise turned them in, so maybe they can find Shelly Miscavige. Now, I cackled a little bit, and everybody was right who tweeted about it. The silence was deafening because everybody in that motherfucker did not laugh, and that's because they are all afraid of hey la,
absolutely,
la, hey la, la. We stand tall. I'll never get that song. I was like, girl, who wrote this lyric?
They were all afraid of, well.
Yeah. Imagine trying to Nehu to a fucking Scientology song.
Imagine Weu being the chant. Ba-da-da-dee-da-dee-da.
She don't even speak English in the damn song. We should have known it was from Words of Xenu. So, as a recap, I don't know, Scientology, we learned that, Shelly Miscavige is missing and all that good stuff. And we come to realize that David Miscavige is missing. And honestly, he's a bit up in age.
How old is he now? Let's look.
He's he's no spring chicken.
I laughed at the way he called, the way he said that he called Miscavige. What did he say?
Miscavige, yeah. And I'm like, if you're going to make a joke, say it right.
And I agree with you, listeners. Somehow, some way, we deserve our credit.
We do.
For Adnan's release, for...
And You know what though? I honestly
62. He's
maybe
not
we
that
don't
old.
need credit. Maybe we don't need. Maybe we don't need credit. You know, maybe we can just be like, you know, like those prophets that be wandering. You know, like Jesus, right? We could just be like, you know, we just putting people on and don't need nothing because we just trying to warn niggas because we care for our people.
We have
Like, you know what I
already
mean? We just-
confirmed on this show that we do not believe in activism. So, what?
This, that, yeah. Yeah.
We have already said we're not marching for these niggas. We have already said that. So why would we not get paid? What? No, give me my Adnan, David Miscavige. Find your way back so you can motherfucking run me my money. Like I'm sick of niggas sleeping on us.
Very true, but I don't necessarily know if I want David.
No, I don't
Miscavige
want that actually.
I'm all for taking down COS though. Now, that is
and like as a hobby, honestly, we've been doing this work
it's
for a
not
long
like
time.
a main goal.
How can we revisit this? Because we already covered Going Clear, and we've already covered Nigganetics Part 1 and 2.
Maybe if we had more people to come on and share their experiences with the Tology.
Oh, that's true. I know some more of you niggas have been involved.
Yeah, or any other cult. We need to dive into Heaven's Gate. You remember Heaven's Gate?
Which one was Heaven's Gate?
When he had all them niggas die in Cortez's?
Yes, with not the Kool-Aid. Yes, with the Cortez and the napkins.
Yes. Yeah, with the Olive Garden napkins.
You know what? We
or the
can't because we've
Doubletree
never
napkins.
delved into Heaven's Gate.
No, they have a couple documentaries, but I remember Heaven's Gate because I remember that nigga on TV.
Yes, but I
'Cause he
think I
was-
need to delve into the backstory, figure out where he was coming from. Oh, let's do that. Let's get culty again.
Okay, we could do that. That's fine. Yeah, I think we should. Jada next to investigate.
Yeah.
But to all of you guys were like, are you guys going to talk about it? Like, yes, we're going to talk about it. Gerard, shout out to you.
You know what else
gonna
he
say
did
they're
to
gonna
shake the
crucify
girls
you
up?
later.
And a lot of them were mad. He called out the powers that be for this event being in the Beverly Hilton where Whitney died. He said he goes where she was killed.
By Stacey Francis. So
Hello and good morning.
also a Scientologist.
Also a
Listen, I was saying
Scientologist.
Yeah, I was saying that the other day. Like the young man from the NFL, Hamlin, who got tackled and had the cardiac event. We're going through. Then it was going through all these lists of events sporting events or live events where like somebody died or had a major event and had to like move on. And like the major one was when like Owen Hart died in 97, 98 in the ring. Mm-hmm. So like he was doing like standard aerial type of stuff and then the hook didn't clear or whatever, fell in the ring, died. All live during a pay-per-view. So yeah. Or like when Jerry Lawler had a heart attack during Monday Night Raw.
Oh my God.
Like, and that's recorded live. So it's like, these things happen. It's like, how do you do that? Mm-hmm. And then I was taken back to, remember when Nippy died and Clive Davis chose
They
to
kept
have
that party motherfucking
star-studded-
going.
Yes, you paid for your shrimp and crab legs, but you wouldn't even have all of this if it wasn't for her. That's of the lady that's dead upstairs.
Absolutely not.
You could have sent out a mass text and said, or you could have turned everybody away and said, go the fuck home. You don't need to be here.
Her cold body is sitting there the whole time, and you all are clinking glasses. That is motherfucking crazy. And I wasn't
Celebrating life.
He wasn't making fun of her death. He was calling out them niggas and making fun of the niggas who
Good.
paid it no mind.
Clive Davis.
Yeah, with his big
Pat
shoes,
Houston.
with her scalp.
In this new Whitney Houston movie, they make it a point to remind us that Clive Davis is bisexual.
What? Now, why they do that?
No. Right. Now, I'm all for, people, expressing, themselves or whatever. I don't need to know all that
Not about Clive Davis.
And I also, that don't absolve you for all your war crimes.
No,
you know
absolutely not. What?
Like, I hate when people, like, they do awful shit and then it's like, well, I'm this. It's because I'm such and such.
It's like the
And
episode of
it's
I'm Sorry where they were out with those asshole lesbian mothers.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like the bitches of new old Christine when she tried to get the gays or get the blacks.
And they were anti-Semitic.
And they hated gays. Yeah, and then they hated gays. And then they finally got gays to sponsor, and then they hated Jews. And it was just like, oh my gosh, how can you?
How can you,
Oh gosh.
how can you win? But you're right. It
Yeah,
don't
you
absolve
can't
you.
win.
Being othered in any kind of way does not absolve you from being from the responsibility of being a decent human being in society.
No, it doesn't.
And it doesn't take
But
away
people
from
hide
other
behind.
people who are terrible to you because of whatever this marginalization is. But also, we'll handle them on another count. You get yourself together. Like,
Yeah. That's fucking crazy. If you were to have your own religion,
oh God.
what would it
This
consist
took a
of?
turn.
What would it look like? I mean, we're just talking. I'm curious, What if you were to have your own religion? If you were, Mother Sauce, what would it give? What would it be?
Okay, no, I need to think about this. But wait, before, because it sparked a thought.
See?
Because you know who low-key, lowest on the lowest of low-keys did that? Wasn't a religion, but Miss Cleo. Did you watch the documentary?
Warning, a psychic reading can be powerful and life-altering.
Miss Cleo was a psychic advisor, and she read tarot cards.
If anyone watched TV after midnight, you knew who Miss Cleo was.
The best entertainment I could possibly imagine.
She had so.
No, I purposely did it because I figured we would watch it with the JXD universe at some point, so I didn't.
Oh, we
So
can.
I guess I'll watch it now.
So let me tell y'all.
Tell me. You're not gonna spoil it. I mean, she's dead. It's not gonna spoil anything for me. So.
First of all, this bitch name was Ray. Okay.
Like Charles.
Ree. It was like, I think her name was Ure.
Oh, okay.
Ure Harris changed her name to Ray Perry, and she was in musical theater, and like a black musical theater at the Langston Hughes Community Center for Arts in Seattle, because Seattle apparently has like a black art scene. So she's a part of this, right? And so
That's interesting.
the contrast of the individuals, and they were very black people, very black, like culturally, like you could tell, like in the like just very black American individuals. Mm-hmm. So so she's part of this musical theater group, puts together this whole play. They have footage of the play and everything in the documentary, which, by the way, Raven Simone was one of the producers of. So random.
Of this documentary?
She was like one of the commentators and also one of the producers.
Well, that I know, because That's So Raven is a playoff of Miss Cleo and the psychic.
Yes. Yes.
That I can understand.
And they put like
Also,
all the
Raven
clips
on
of all
TikTok
the
is
different
hilarious,
people
by the
who.
way.
What is?
Raven Simone on TikTok is hilarious.
She's annoying in real life, though, like talking.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of. I'm gonna be honest.
I can't say that kind
it's
of
a
stuff
lot
anymore,
of.
can I? Huh?
I don't know. You've been working at this network longer than I have, so I don't know.
I'm not even talking about because of that. I'm talking about my other opportunities. She's speaking of the talking, and it's just like, it's fascinating. And I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, she's entertaining.
She is entertaining.
Raven has always been entertaining.
We watch That's So Raven and Raven's Home as a family, and it's entertainment. But so back to Call Me Now. So she's part of this musical theater group, right? Puts together this play. They show the footage. Wah. She dips. She dips town, like decides she's gonna leave and don't pay none of the people she said she was gonna pay. Boom. She moves to Florida. And all of a sudden her name now is Cleo Perry, I think. So she's hired as an actress. She works for the Psychic Friends Network, like working for them. And then she's hired, like all the actors and actresses that they had to portray those commercials were terrible. So she was like, let me do it, but y'all can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me how to pull my cards. You can't blah, 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 blah. Mind you, the whole time, she's not Jamaican.
Yeah, I heard she's not. Ain't she from like, she's like me, but from LA?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because once she moved, her entire community is white people. Her godson came up on the screen and he looked like he was part of NSYNC.
Oh my god.
Then her second one came on screen, he looked like he was a Backstreet Boy.
What?
Retired. And then her friends is these old white. So then we find out that Miss Cleo was a lesbian.
For whatever reason, that's not shocking.
And one of her exes looked like motherfucking Betty White.
Oh my god.
It was this old white woman up there.
Well, I mean.
And the whole time they're portraying her friend. Then it was her roommate. And then she was like, and in the big reveal, it was like, and we were in a relationship. And then Cleo low-key ghosted old girl. Like, said she was going out for the weekend, and then was like, I think I'm done with this. It was
really
wasn't even like a big tumultuous, with no fights, and she's like, I don't know, it just kind of ended. So this lady was pretending to be Jamaican. All these white people are like up here. She had such a hard life. Her mother brought her here from Jamaica because they didn't have any money. And then she did and her life and her childhood was this. And then they flipped to all the black people who knew her from the Langston Hughes Center. And they'd be like, I don't know nothing about Jamaica. I seen her on a commercial. All of a sudden we like, oh, is that Ray? Yo, it is a fascinating documentary.
I'm gonna have to check it out and have my thoughts next week because I'm sure I will.
She got sued by the people, but that was dropped because she didn't own the Psychic Friends Network. They admitted that it was them white men who were doing all the dirty shit, but people was getting mad. People was suing them because they was like, I called to talk to Miss Cleo, and they. So they had people who formerly worked at the Psychic Friends Network, and they would be like. They would be instructed to say, if somebody be like, I want to talk to Miss Cleo. Okay, let me see where she's at. And they would put their home phone down because the calls were forwarded. And they would put the home phone down. They'd be like, Cleo, Miss Cleo. And then they would come back. They'd be like, she went to lunch. She's unavailable.
Wow.
Oh, yes, honey.
That's scammy. I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah. Watch it so you can see the terrible reenactments. They have all these nails that are half grown out on people's hands. I was like, y'all can't get these people's hands done for this. It is just... It's sad, but it's also like, it ends with like, who is this lady?
First of all, I'm more surprised that there's a faction of black people in Seattle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in the arts thing.
I'm not...
I only know 2 people from Seattle. Like, that's Brandon and what's her face married to Jackie Christie. Those are the only 2 people I know. And so
yeah.
So
yes, because you know Jackie Christie.
Yeah, and I'm saying like they're not either of them. They're not the best representation of like what.
What's her face from Seattle? What's her name? Who used to date Common? Angela Rye. Isn't she from Seattle?
Okay. Okay, sure. I don't know her.
You're such a
I don't know her.
You're such a lamb. But you know Jackie.
What do you want me to do?
But you
Like,
know Jackie Christie. But you know Jackie.
I do because she's on my TV. I know
So is
her.
Angela Rice.
Not on my TV.
I could never be Barbara Walters. Oh, my face. Oh, my
Like
face.
I don't have anything bad. I don't have anything against anybody. I just don't know her.
Oh, my face hurts so bad. Oh.
Why are you laughing? I don't know.
I look like Forrest Whitaker. Oh, my God. Oh.
I don't know him either.
Shut
but
up.
he's been on my TV.
Oh.
You ever reminded that Forrest Whitaker directed Waiting to Exhale?
I always forget that.
Yeah. That's some shit. Let's take a break.
Okay.
And get back to some people we don't know.
Okay.
Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
We're gathered here, as we don't dare talk about, is the reason we have gathered here. And we talk about short-term thinking. What we are here to just talk about is what's going to happen to everything we have now when the excrement hits the air conditioner.
And we're back. So before we leave today, let's talk about politics.
Oh.
Because we missed it last week.
Ghetto.
When we saw that, everything was cool. We had a new Senate. Niggas was being, sworn in. And, we're going to get some shit popping and spend way more money on the defense budget than we need to. But, regular shit. Until Congress decided that when it was time to elect the Speaker of the House so that we can get the government popping, they said, we don't like the nigga that is supposed to be representing us. So therefore, since we don't like this nigga, nobody's getting government.
Yeah.
So it took 4 days and 15 votes to get this nigga elected. Now, the funny part was the white men, because the Republicans turn on each other. This was
absolutely.
As a Democrat, I'm not a Democrat. I am me. So I'm not Democrat. I'm XP. But it's got to be embarrassing. Like, we're not gonna get shit done. It took you 15 tries. That means niggas don't really trust you at all. So when it gets time to get sent, to the ballot or whatever, niggas ain't going. They're gonna be like, nope, I don't like you. People are just being petty. I nominate Donald Trump. He's not even a part. Even Marjorie, the white lady who's like an incel, who's like the leader of QAnon.
Yes.
She even turned to Matt Gaetz, who nominated Donald Trump, and she was like, what? That's like Al-Qaeda telling ISIS to calm the fuck down. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Which, by the way, Afghanistan. Like,
every day I'm so surprised to wake up.
Period.
You know what I mean? Like, period.
End of sentence.
Because violence is so prevalent and peace is far from
wild people get to keep doing wild ass motherfucking shit. Somebody decided, put their dick on the table and said, girls can no longer go to school, not allowed in gyms, not allowed in pools, not allowed to travel around the country without a male relative, not allowed.
Like, what? That's so fucking crazy. And there's always a difficult conversation when it comes to like international views when it comes to women. It's like, yes, everybody should be free. And then there's a group of people who are like, mind your business. This is how we choose to live. And it's, how can I argue with that? That's a choice you're choosing to make. But by large, it's like, that's a little question mark.
Right.
But I just thought it was entertaining that, Crystal called it Congress After Dark. Because they was like, Heifers was reading subtle way of not giving a fuck. Niggas had blankets on the floor. They ordered pizza.
And then you see the Republicans now are putting in a motion to look at taxes, look at the IRS, stop funding them.
They should.
Now, I don't know exactly what that means because they want to implement another tax. Consumption tax.
What the hell is consumption tax?
I need to do a bit more research myself. Okay. When I saw it come up on my news, I was like, okay. So I read it and I was like, okay, looks like you need to do some research on what the fuck consumption tax is.
Yeah, and politics and like just the news, it's so bogged down. It's just like a lot of distraction for you to get to the point of it all. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's very difficult to parse through a lot of whatever political opinions instead of getting to the facts. You know what I mean? Like, how is this affecting black people? Because I know
how does this affect me?
Well, yeah. How does it affect me, and how does it affect the communities I belong to?
Also, that yes
is a question I often wake up to for myself, as opposed to, well, in addition to, oh shit, we're still here, because every morning it's like we've been watching for whatever reason, we've been watching old wrestling shit from like 2017, 2018. And it's a sign of the times, right, of what we were going through. And I was like, damn, Trump was in office and everything. And then I'm like, we was really going the fuck through it.
Yeah, no, nigga, we look crazy.
We look crazy. The fuck wild.
When I was at the resort back for Kia's birthday, like, we were talking about something and something about Americans, and the server laughed, and I was like, no, for real, like, tell us how fucking crazy we look everywhere else. And they were like, yes. They were like, we know it's not y'all, but like, y'all look crazy.
We begin with what's now become a time-honored Thanksgiving tradition, Black Friday, and the chaotic frenzy that comes with it. Crowds inside this Walmart in Houston, Texas, literally throwing themselves on top of discounted TVs, and police officers having to step in to break up the brawl.
And we do. We look maddening to let somebody up. But then, like, what you gonna do? Look at Russia. Look who's leading that shit. Yeah. Look at Afghanistan. Look at Let me just shut my mouth. Actually,
we about to get in the cahoots. They're gonna shut us down.
I'm like, no, y'all ain't gonna like shut me down. I'm like, don't nuke me, nigga. But I'm saying all that to say that all kinds of people rule all kinds of places, but we still, America be looking dumb as fuck.
Yeah. And I enjoy living here. But, we got, what I mean? Just in general. We got a lot of shit to iron out. And I hope, it's not going to happen in our lifetime because despondency, I don't care.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you have a kid to live for. You got to make sure the world is bright for her.
I'm trying, nigga. It's hard. It's very hard in this world that we live in, but I'm trying. We wake up, we say thank you. You know what I'm saying? And we just...
I don't even know how to have a kid in this society. You have to be a positive human being to have a child. I don't know how you do it.
Like, it's a challenge every day of my life.
Because it's hard to have some hope, right?
But you know what?
We all shit in general.
They're little teachers because they give you hope too. Because, like, it's a lot of ghetto-ass shit going on, and then you get this teeny little cute-ass voice come through and say some funny shit, or sing a song that you didn't know they knew, or, wiggle their butts to Earth, Wind, and Fire, or whatever. And it's like, maybe we'll be okay. Because this little nigga here is like a shining little gold stream through like nastiness.
Yeah. Shout out to Emmanuel Lewis.
Oh no! What? What the fuck? What is?
That's all we have for today, you all. Thank you all for listening. This has been Jaden XD on Loudspeakers Network.
What? No, don't say that. No. Yeah, no, man. It's like, nah, I get it. Wait, is he still with us?
Yeah.
You sure?
Wait. Yep, still with us.
Oh, shit.
51.
That's it?
From Brooklyn.
Yeah, I know. But really?
Yeah.
And he's only 51. So I don't know why I thought Emmanuel Lewis was older than that.
Fun fact, he was in Little John and the East Side Boys' I Don't Give a F video at the 30-second mark.
Okay, well, this has been a lovely show. We'll see you all next week and on Patreon with lots of drag content and otherwise. And XD is swiftly parachuting himself straight down to hell. Have a wonderful week.
Bye, y'all.